Say I made a lot of mistakes and tried different things, and I think as parents we all make mistakes, and that's all right. You know, we can't always be doing everything right and our children forgive us, but it's so important to keep communication lines open with them no matter what they do. I know Radhanath Swami spoke about his father, that his father always told him that, son, no matter what you do in life, even if you end up in prison, I'll always be there for you. So that's an amazing example also. But I think there are times when teenagers like to rebel and think, oh, there's nothing in the temple for me. I'm not interested in this. I'm only interested in my friends, and they have their peer pressure. So it's very important, I'd say, for not only for children, for parents, for married people, but for everyone in society to not isolate themselves. So sometimes we see in the ISKCON society that sannyasis will isolate themselves, or gurus will isolate themselves, or married people think, oh, we are the only ones who understand each other and no one else understands us, or teenagers isolate themselves, or so isolation is like a kind of death, and we're social beings, and we all need loving community and loving society that gives us space to find our own identities and our own ways of loving and serving Krishna. And Krishna has so much variety in the spiritual world. And again, I think it's our own impersonal tendencies, our own misunderstandings when we think, oh, everyone has to be in a box and everyone should serve in the way that I serve or the way I understand. But the spiritual world is not like that. There's there's so many arguments and fights and politics and gang groups of, you know, different groups, and it's just full of fun and full of games, and so we need to make space also for different ways of thinking, that not everyone is the same and not everyone will thrive in the same way. And my children might be very different from me, or the way I think, or the way I was brought up. And we have to really, I think hearing is so important. We tend to, you know, we're preachers, right, in ISKCON, so we tend to preach. And I'll tell you how things should be, but really people need to be heard. And we need to hear each other, we need to really hear our kids, we need to hear from our husbands and wives, what are your needs, and how can I help you thrive and be the best person you can be in your service to Lord Krishna. And I think great teachers, great acharyas like Srila Prabhupada and other great teachers in the ISKCON society are very good at this, really being able to hear and being able to see how can different kinds of people be inspired in different ways.